What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Humphrey and I make videos here on YouTube on personal finance and entrepreneurship. Today I'm going to explain exactly how a credit card works and how you can build your credit efficiently and effectively, especially if you're young. So having a good credit score is really important as you progress through life because it tells lenders how likely you actually are to repay your debts. So this plays a significant role, especially when you're applying for something like a mortgage loan, a car payment, or even a rental application. So in this video, we're going to go over how a credit card works, how a credit score is factored, like what are the factors that go into a credit score, and also how to build your credit quickly and effectively using credit cards. Before we move on, make sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps my channel out and it'll help you build some credit with my channel. Do you see what I did there? Very interesting, right? So anyway, let's get right into how a credit card actually works. So using one of these bad boys is similar to somebody loaning you money. You're basically borrowing money from the credit card issuer to make your payment when you're at the point of sale system, when you're buying, let's say, shoes or $200 worth of stuff at Target. Instead of actually being a person that's loaning you the money, it's a credit card issuer such as Chase in this case, and they're basically lending you money so that you can make that purchase wherever you are. Let's pretend that you're at Target and you just loaded up your cart with $200 worth of items. You go to checkout and you use your credit card. Well, yeah, they're actually not taking money out of your bank account. They're taking money from the credit card issuer, and the credit card issuer is then going to take money from you at a later time. That $200 that you spent was simply extended to you as a loan from the credit card issuer at the time that you made that purchase. Now, you will have to pay that money back, and if you don't pay that money back to your credit card issuer, what's going to happen is your credit score is going to go down because you'll miss a payment. So each month you'll get a statement from the credit card issuer, and basically what that statement will say is how much you spent on the card in that statement cycle, and that's how much you owe on the card. Now they'll also give you another option. You don't actually have to pay that full balance that you actually spent in that month on that card. What you can do is make a minimum payment, and that'll make sure that your credit score stays in good standing and is not negatively impacted by just a smaller payment. But here's how they make money. If you just make the minimum payment, they're going to take your balance that you owe them and charge you interest on that balance. So using our example of the $200 at Target, let's say the minimum payment is $25 each statement cycle, which is typically every month, and you pay off $25 of that credit card this month. Well, you still owe $175, and guess what? They're going to charge you some interest on that $175 balance so that the next month when it rolls around, you'll actually owe more than $175 on the card. It's really best practice to try to pay that card off in full, but for credit score purposes, all you really need to do is make a minimum payment, and as long as you don't miss a minimum payment, your credit score will not be negatively impacted. The more times that you pay on time and the more consistent that you are with paying on time, your credit score is going to be positively impacted because payment history is 35% of your credit score. It's really important in the United States to have a good credit score because a good credit score will help you secure a loan. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Humphrey, I'm pretty young, I don't really need a loan, but trust me, you're gonna need this good credit score later on so that when you do wanna buy something huge, like let's say a house, and you wanna get approved for a mortgage, you have the credit score to back it up. So credit scores are usually a 3-digit number. They range anywhere from 300, which is the low end, all the way up to 850, which is the highest possible score that you can get. Generally, anything above 670 is considered good. To get a score above 700, you have to really be perfect in all of the 5 credit score factors, which I'm going to go over right now. 35% of your total score is weighted by your payment history. It's really straightforward. All it just means is how often do you make your payments on time. To really knock this factor out of the park, all you really have to do is continue to make your credit card payments on time and never miss a payment, even if it's just the minimum amount that you pay. Even one missed payment can really hurt your credit score. So what you want to do, especially with a credit card, is to turn on auto pay, and that will at least guarantee that you make the minimum payment due on the credit card so that you don't even forget about that. The next biggest factor of your score is something called amount owed or credit utilization, and it accounts for 30% of your credit score. Now, what people don't really know about this is that of all the credit that's extended to you, let's say you have a credit limit of $10,000, for example, if you use more than 20 to 30% of your available credit, it could actually hurt your credit score. The credit card issuer is thinking, oh man, this person's taking on so much debt, they might actually not be able to repay their debt. So we're gonna actually negatively bring down their score just a little bit. Now, one way to improve this is just to open up more cards. Now, I don't suggest you going off and just opening a bunch of more cards, but let's say you only have one card and the available credit on that card is $3,000. So at this point, your available credit is $3,000, but if you open up another card and they give you another $3,000 in credit limit. Basically, you've just doubled your total amount of available credit. So now your credit utilization, no matter what balance you have, will look a lot smaller because, wow, guess what? You have double the amount of credit available to you. Now, the third biggest factor when it comes to your credit score is basically the length of the credit history, and this one just takes time, which is why it's good to start as young as possible. This is calculated as the average length of your credit history and not your total length of your credit history. So it's best to start building your credit as soon as possible and to leave accounts open that are in good standing as long as possible. Now, the last two factors I'm going to go over really briefly, but one is credit mix and the other one is new credit. With credit mix, just having a good mix of debt is viewed positively in the eyes of someone looking at your credit score because it shows that you can pay off many different types of credit accounts at a time. So what that could mean is you could have a mix of credit cards, you could have a car payment and a mortgage payment, and these would be classified as different credit accounts and would comprise your total credit mix. Now, obviously, don't go around and just add a bunch of credit accounts because it's going to help your credit mix. Be really responsible with where you have credit lines open and just pay the ones off that you do have. And the last factor is just new credit, and basically what they're checking for is that you're not opening up too many credit card accounts or too many new lines of credit too quickly. Because if you are opening them too quickly, that looks risky in their eyes as well. So lastly, how do we improve our credit score really quickly? So it takes a long time to build credit no matter what. You have to kind of play by the rules. So paying it off on time, not owing too much, and just consistently paying it off will yield good results. But there is one hack that I would like to mention that'll quickly boost your credit score, and that is to be added as an authorized user on someone else's credit account. This person is typically a relative, or let's say your parents, but they have a good credit history, a long credit history, and they never miss a payment. So if you're young, try to get added to, let's say, your parents' credit card account, because if you're an authorized user, that immediately boosts your credit score. It's like a little jump start, if you will. Just by being on their account, you're gonna benefit from the length of their credit history, and it's gonna be really good for you. You don't even have to use the authorized card at all. You could just literally just put it in a closet and just leave it there. You don't even need to do anything with it, but as long as you're added as an authorized user, it's gonna help your credit score. But real quick, just make sure it's someone that you trust and someone that actually has a good credit history. Lastly, real quick, I wanna share with you guys what I think are the best credit cards for beginners, especially if you're trying to establish credit. And I think the best thing for beginners with absolutely no credit at all is the Discover It secured card. It's a secured credit card with no annual fee, so you put up some collateral, that's the secured portion. You put up $200 to $300 of collateral, and they hold on to that while they extend you some credit. Make sure to pay this card off every month on time for 6 to 12 months, and then you can start to apply for non-secured credit cards. For non-secured credit cards for beginners, I like the Bank of America Cashback Rewards card, I like the Citi Double Cash card, and I also like the Visa Pedal. If you guys want me to make a video specifically on beginner credit cards or my opinion of the best credit cards, leave me a comment below and let me know, because this might be something that I want to touch on in a future video. I just don't know if there's demand for it. So if you let me know in the comments, I'd love to make one of those videos for you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it and give it a thumbs up. That's the same thing, but also subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, because I'd love to see you guys in the future in all of my future videos. I love reading and replying to all your comments, so I look forward to seeing you there. And anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate that you guys are all here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.